Yo, what up, y'all? Thanks for tuning into my channel, Happily Married. It's your boy Phil. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and share this video. If this your first time tuning into my channel, go back and watch all my previous videos because it's probably something in there that you can learn, or it's probably something that you can share with somebody else and they can use. You know what I mean? But today I want to talk about being in a miserable relationship. And what brought me to this topic is the fact that recently somebody I went to high school with recently passed, and my brother had sent me the information, and it started to make me think, right? And what I was thinking about was the fact that when we born, we don't know how many years we got on the planet. We don't know how long we're gonna live. That's just something that's unknown to each of us, right? And it started to make me think about relationships. Like, man, if you're in a miserable relationship, or if your relationship is in a constant state of misery, or depression, or frustration, just a constant state of it. And I know in relationships you have your ups and downs, you have your whatevers in a relationship. But I'm just saying, if you're in a constant state of misery, if you're in a constant state of frustration and anger and depression, you need to get up out of that, because you don't know how long you got left on this planet. And ain't no reason in this world why you should live your life depressed or down or miserable, especially not for somebody else. You know what I mean? Misery love company. So leave misery by theyself. You feel me? A long time ago, I was in a relationship where I was miserable. And I can't say that the whole relationship was I was miserable the whole time, but it was a certain point where I was in a constant state of misery, right? And I didn't even really recognize it. I wouldn't say misery. I would say more depression, because that person's depression became my depression. And I didn't know then what I know now. You know what I'm saying? So back then, I would just look at it like I was in straight depressed mode. And because I learned that when you become intimate with somebody, you actually share energy. You know what I'm saying? You make a bond with this person not only on a physical level, but on a spiritual level as well. So in that respect, this is how like that person's energy can affect you and become your energy or your reality. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, I didn't really notice it until one of my brothers pointed it out to me. You know what I'm saying? So I got a small circle of friends, and these friends I call my brothers, right? So during that time I was in this relationship, I couldn't pinpoint why was I depressed. You know what I'm saying? Why was I miserable? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a depressed person. I'm the type of person that is always uplifted, upbeat, positive, optimistic. You know what I'm saying? And any down situation I get in, I can bring myself up out of it real easily. But for some reason, during this period in time, I was consistently feeling down, consistently feeling depressed, and miserable. You know what I mean? And I was only looking at myself at this time. And so what ended up happening was one of my brothers had hit me up, because I guess I was MIA for a minute. I didn't even notice that this had started changing me and changing how I was moving, right? Until my brother hit me up, was like, yo, man, where you at? And I'm like, I'm here, just like I'm always here. He's like, nah, man, nah, that ain't what I'm talking about. I'm coming to get you. So he came through, picked me up, and we just had a heart to heart. And he was just going in. He was like, yo, bro, you acting different. I ain't seen you. I ain't heard from you. And this was odd behavior coming from my brother. You know what I'm saying? Because normally it's like, if I don't hear from you, I don't hear from you. It is what it is. When we link, we link. But to hear him say this, it made me really look deeper into my situation and realize that, yo, hold up, if he's saying this, then something gotta really be seriously going on. You know what I'm saying? For him to pull up on me, pick me up from my job, you know what I'm saying, and be like, nah, I'm coming to get you, yo. We gotta talk about this like right now. And from that moment, I really started to observe my surroundings. And I really realized that at the time I was, of course, blaming her, because like I said, what I know now, I didn't know then. You know what I'm saying? But the outcome of the whole situation was, she was like a depressed person. You know what I'm saying? And she was dealing with some things from her past that made her hold on to a bunch of hurt, a bunch of pain, and it made her depressed. And me bonding with this woman and sharing energy with her depression became my depression. And it was like a consistent thing. Even though we wasn't talking about the things that she been through, it was just the energy was there. You know what I'm saying? So that became my depression, and it started to change me, right? And over time I could feel it like in my body. I could feel it in my spirit. You know what I'm saying? And once I recognized it, I had to get up out of there. And I encourage anybody else that's in a relationship where you in a consistent state of misery, a consistent state of depression, a consistent state of frustration, you gotta maneuver your way out of that situation, because it really will affect your health to the point where, like, stress can cause an aneurysm on your brain, and that aneurysm can pop, and then it's over. It's a wrap because you stressed out. It causes physical changes in your body. You know what I'm saying? Emotional feelings, emotional pain, emotional stress cause physical changes in your body. You'll start to age. You'll start to have organ failure and all these other type of physical issues because you're depressed and you're stressed. You know what I mean? And if it's the relationship that's causing this, you need to just get up out of it, because you don't know how long you got to live on this planet. And why live that life depressed? Why live that life miserable? You know what I'm saying? Or anything like that. So take it or leave it. But my advice is, don't live your life miserable, because you don't have to. You are a sum of all your choices. And if you're choosing to stay in a relationship, and don't get me wrong, I know it's hard to get out of some relationships because you love this person and you got this and you got that with this person, and you done built a lot of stuff that you just don't want to give up at this point. But how much is your life worth? Ask yourself that question. If you was to have an aneurysm, because people that have aneurysms on their brain, most of the time they don't know. They don't even find out that it was an aneurysm until the autopsy. So how much is your life worth dealing with this much stress, pain, anxiety, frustration, misery worth your life? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's been in a situation with somebody where you was dating someone and then you got rid of that person, or y'all broke up, y'all went y'all separate ways, and you look back and you was like, how did I even deal with that? Like, that person ain't even your type for real. You realize that after the fact, like, I never put up with this again. You know what I'm saying? But you had to let that situation go in order to be where you are, to even see in hindsight that that was a mistake, or that you was a different person. You know what I'm saying? Because if you keep dealing with this same stress, right, it's going to affect you as a person. It's going to affect the other people around you, because you're not who you normally are. You know what I'm saying? You're changing into something other than who you really truly are. And you're going to see it in your surroundings. Your life is going to start going down. So get rid of that. I would call it dead weight immediately if you can. And if you can't do it quickly, you need to plot a way to get away from that situation, because it's not worth it. Do whatever you got to do. I know everybody's situation is different. You may have to, wait a little while to get in position to be able to get away from that miserable situation. And there's nothing wrong with that. But just know in your mind that it's not you, and that you can overcome this, and you need to overcome this, and you need to get away from it. Because as long as you sit around that negative energy, that energy is going to become your energy. That frustration is going to become your frustration. That depression is going to become your depression, and you actually going to be living in that. And that's not what you want to do, because life is too short, man. When people your age start passing, it's real. It's really real. For whatever reason, it's just the fact that people are passing my age, and that's overwhelming to me. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put this message out to everybody that's in a constant state of misery, a constant state of frustration, depression, whatever. If it's a constant state of that, you need to get away from that, and you need to do it fast. On to the next one.